Okay, there's so many people outside today. It's the car-free day and all that, but I think it's because tomorrow's going to be a holiday because of the Queen's death. But I guess with that in mind, what is going on today? It's kind of interesting reading all these stories. It's kind of a contrasting use of drones, which is interesting to think about. This first one I saw was basically a video documentary of sort. It was by this BBC Earth. It says, "Incredible Orca Hunt." You can see here, it looked like there was a seal, and you can see all these orcas surrounding it and all that. Look at the perspective you get with the drone. Although funny enough, most people think, I guess, orcas are all friendly and all that, like they don't kill anything, but nope, that's not the case, I guess, in real life. But imagine that if you didn't have, I guess, that tool to use to capture the perspectives. And I know a lot of people would say, it gives them a heart attack and so forth. I don't think they care in this case. As I mentioned before, ultimately it's what you're using and how. I still remember some people commenting where I capture animals, they don't care about the drone just because of the way I fly it and the distance that I have. And people are like, this completely shatters what people have been telling them, where they're completely afraid of it all the time. Like here, again, if you basically mind your own business per se, you don't basically intrude in what they're doing, then really they don't care. It'll be kind of no difference than you standing far away with the camera, and as you can see, different tools for the different types of jobs, right? Ultimately, if people could use it in a responsible way, then they should be able to. It shouldn't come down to who has more money and, quote, I guess, lobbying influence to say, hey, they could magically use it all of a sudden and it's okay. For example, telling a regular person you can't fly, 80 meters in the air to capture a killer whale or say an orca, yet these guys can get, I don't know, so close and it's all okay all of a sudden. That doesn't make sense. So hopefully stuff like this changes in the future. I just find in general most people who fearmonger and stuff have an ulterior motive where they want to be the only ones to be able to do it. And in terms of less brighter news in terms of people using the tech, how about this one? I guess it's more about that conflict between China and Taiwan. It says here, China's WZ-7 soaring dragon drone spotted for first time in Taiwan's ADIZ. The military tracked 5 Chinese warships and 26 Chinese military aircraft around Taiwan on Thursday, and among 2 types of military unmanned aerial vehicles detected was the WZ-7 soaring dragon, which was spotted for the first time in Taiwan's air defense identification zone. And as they say, it was easier to detect because it was the first time they saw this. It just seems like, I guess, China's trying to taunt them in many ways, huh? But either way, lots of people using drones, these types anyways, for war purposes. And how about this one, where somebody's life was saved? This one says, Scottsdale and Phoenix Fire Technical Rescue crews have utilized a UTV to remove a 60-year-old female hiker from the trail. She started about 7:15 a.m. She started experiencing heat exhaustion symptoms and called 911. She was treated by Scottsdale paramedics. The SFD drone was launched 10 minutes into the incident and assists crews in locating the hiker. The drone was flown about 2 miles and assisted in watching the rescue. It was also used in assisting making sure our crews were on the correct trail. I'm actually surprised people don't kind of, I guess, advocate for a drone per se to be an essential toolkit for people to hike, actually. I've read so many stories of people getting lost and unfortunately people can't find them in time. Imagine if they just have their drone, they throw it up in the air, oh, there I am. But then you have people promoting over-the-top regulations saying, no, you better not ever fly this ever here or there, even though they're just doing it, like say in that example, is perfectly safe. So there's kind of 3 interesting contrasting examples here. You could use it for artistic and documentary purposes. People could use, say, a quote drone for military purposes, or people could use it to save a life. So it just doesn't make sense in many ways where people constantly try to put everything in the same bucket and category. Imagine that, thinking in all those other cases, all of them are like military drones. That's why they need to be restricted and all that, so you can't do that. Or vice versa, say, oh, you should only be able to use it to, quote, save a life, but then you can't use it to document situations like that. That could be incredible to learn and all that. Alright, see you guys later.